Good morning, Thiruvan Saranai Aremahansa. May I pay homage at your feet? Thiruvan Saranai, dear Dhamma friends, welcome to our Zoom sessions. We were discussing the book, The True Dhamma Has Awakened, Volume 1. There are 6 English books. You can get the books as PDF from www.buddhothpado.com website. Or you can get them from the Buddhothpado books publications. And also now, anyone can join Buddhothpado English Zoom discussions and ask questions directly from Buddhothpado Aryan Mahansa and clear all your doubts. So we will continue today's discussion until Buddhothpado Aryan Mahansa joins us. Today, shall we discuss how to become a real Buddhist? Is chanting, worshipping, offering flowers, and praying is called a Buddhist? And what has Lord Buddha has really preached to the world? Why is it called never heard before Dham? So we will start our discussions now. Over to you, our Dhamma friend, Kandima, to start the discussion. Thiruvan Saranai.
Theruvan Saranai, Doctor. Theruvan Saranai Dhamma frame. First, let me pay my humble worship to R.N. Mahanse. I think it is a very interesting topic today we are going to discuss. How to become a Buddhist, right, Doctor?
Yes. It's to become a real Buddhist. And what is
real
this
Buddhist.
Buddha Sashana?
Yeah.
Yes.
So that's, I think, very practical one because actually how to become a real Buddhist, that we must understand. I mean, just by birth, or since it is stated in the birth certificate, or sometimes you live with some kind of a belief of Buddhism, may not be the real Buddhism. So this we need to understand. So once you say you are a Buddhist, that means you need to feel a truth. So what is this truth? Without that truth, I don't think anybody would qualify to be a Buddhist. So uh, actually, we know there is one Dhamma Lord Buddha has revealed to the world. That is non-soul Dhamma. So if you take all the religion in the world, or maybe all the people in the world live with the wrong belief of self in mind. So actually, what is the reality? Is this true? Is there a soul here? So it is the Lord Buddha who identified that there is no soul here. So how it was identified? Simply through analyzing this mind formation process. So this mind, if you take this thought, actually, there is no soul here. So that alive field is the one most of the time we are trapped thinking that it is the soul. So therefore, for one to be a Buddhist, I think this true Dhamma or this Satya Jnana or the Yathabhuta Jnana or this never heard before Dhamma need to be analyzed. So if that is not known, that means still you live with the wrong belief of the soul. So there is a right angle to which you need to look at Dhamma, because this is an unsolved Dhamma. It shall not just become mere knowledge also. Then also you can't say you are a Buddhist. You need to feel the truth. So there is a universal truth in this world. So what is this universal truth? The truth is nothingness. Nothingness in the sense, it is not just you believe that something is not there, but it is understanding the formation, because in the mind, it is something formed each and every moment. So awaking to the moment means that somebody would listen to true Dhamma, then understand the science behind the mind formation. So mind means the sound and form coming together. And once you understand the reality of the mind, then you know these thoughts are not valuable, because this thought is just a moment kind of a thing, and there is no real meaning behind for you to keep on suffering with the thought, because it is the mind world you live and it is not the outside world. So, to understand this, I think it is very important that we understand Paටිsamuppada Dhamma. So, it is the cause and effect Dhamma. In other words, it is the true Dhamma. In other words, we can say it is the mind creation process that we need to feel. So, we need to feel the truth. Actually, one who feel this real truth understand there is no soul here. So then there won't be any person to follow kind of a religion or to go along a particular path, but that person become Dhamma-like. So then we can say that Dhamma is one thing and the person following Dhamma shall not be another thing. So Dhamma and the person following shall be one and the same. So that automatically comes when you understand this process, this systematic process within which the mind is formed, and this non-soul Dhamma. So there is no soul here. So what is Paටිsamuppada? So Paටිsamuppada, in the sense we understand the soul is the Sambhuta Dhamma. That is, soul means we all the time when we see something, when we hear something, so we get the feel, no? So sensor spark and feel comes. But until our last breath, we'll have this feel. But now we need to resolve this puzzle. What is this feel? Because I'm always caught up with this feel in this film. Because I do not understand. I live in a film. Actually, I live in a dream. So even it's like daydream. So do I understand the reality behind the film? So if I understand the film, then I will not get caught up, and that soul, that powerful soul also will gradually become inferior. So that is the value of understanding Paටිsamuppada Dhamma. So therefore we can say in another word, the Buddhist means someone who understands in and out Paටිsamuppada Dhamma. And so, or else we can say the real Buddhist person is someone uh, who understands the film, because all what he see, all what he feel, all what he hear is just a film only. So for him, outside would not be real. So this I'm sure many would have arguments on this. How come you say outside is not real? But there is a Dhamma you need to look at in a different angle, because it is the mind world. If you really analyze, this is not difficult Dhamma. You can understand you live in the mind world. So this kaya sankara, vachi sankara, chitta sankara. So all these sankara means what? Thoughts. So every sankara come with the chitta rupa. So we need to understand whatever we talk, whatever our action, whatever our thought is actually mind. So it is the mind sensor. So if we understand this, I'm sure we are not get caught up with any of the illusion. So that is, I think, one way we can, define who is a real Buddhist. But now we understand one very important thing. Once you understand this Dhamma, actually there is no person to go along the path, because this Sakkaya Drushtiya would fade away. No, that also we can say. Somebody who has eliminated this Sakkaya Drushti, or the wrong belief of self, is the so-called Buddhist. Because Paticca means you understand the truth behind the soul. Soul is another drushti. Soul is a misconception. So if you understand the reality of the misconception, I'm sure you do not want to back again start believe that. So therefore, it's a strong, I think, profound thing that's the Sakkaya Drushti belief one need to eradicate fully. So then we know he is a real Buddhist. So that's one way. In other words, we can further the same thing. Same thing we can say that Sammaditthi. One in Sammaditthi. Actually, one in Sammaditthi means back again. It is not a what you call a knowledge. So it is back again a field. That means right vision. Actually, noble vision. So that noble vision in the sense, it is not in the mundane world. It is in the complete awareness kind of a mind that the outside world or any worldly thing or even the soul, none of the drushti, none of these thoughts, none of this perception would become real. So in various ways, I think we can define uh, I mean, who is a real Buddhist, but now we understand compared to what we have been doing in the past. We were all the time doing these alms giving, doing various kind of things, even following various meditations. Also, you see in the soul with the soul itself. So we also have been doing several. But all the time, the soul was there. There was nobody for us to show this with. That the reality of this soul, that what is this non-soul Lord Buddha indicated. So once we understand, my goodness, we have been all the time lived with this incorrect soul in mind, and it is by understanding the scientific process. It is not a belief. I mean, this is very simple, true Dhamma. Once you understand how the thought is formed, automatically, naturally, this there is a transformation happen. So therefore, we can say, finally, actually, Buddhist, real Buddhist means someone who is coming from Anusotaya to Patisote, because all the time we have been in Anusodaya, and once with this truth, it is due to a truth, there is a inner transformation happen. Therefore we can say it is the turning point, in other words. So one moving from Anusodaya to Patisodaya. Uh, so, so there are various ways in which we can define it. Else we can say actually somebody actually who experienced this awakening to the blissful moment is a real Buddhist, because none of the moment, I mean, it is now we understand, it is just a moment only. So it is in this moment some feel occur, feel disappear. But is this feel is true? No, there is no reality in this feel. There is no reality for you making ownership of any of these thoughts. So someone who understands the reality of this moment will not get caught up with the illusion. So will understand in and out the reality of the film, and it doesn't want to form part of the film. So therefore that there is a peaceful moment, I think. So therefore I think we can identify the real Buddhist is not in a book. Real Buddhist is not in a religion. real Buddhist is not in any kind of a ritual or any practice. Actually, real Buddhist is you become Dhamma, you become Sammadikti, and you see, you become nothingness. So there you will find real Buddhism, and it's very practical. Then only that so-called Buddhist has a path for defilement cessation process. So if your defilements are not ceased, I don't think it is the real Buddhism. So we didn't know what is this defilement. We thought actually defilements, I mean, this hate, delusion, that was there. But people, even though they had those, they simply, thought, no, I had that due to this. So likewise, all the time, there were some kind of telling the world, I did this because of this, and so some fairness you try to enjoy, but it's not true. But the real, your real hate, delusions, and all this lust and everything, you can yourself understand once you go along the real Buddhist path. So that is the most important point. No point of talking about any religion if you have all the defilements within you. You have all the impurities and you live with that all the impurities, but you say you are a Buddhist. How come? So, if you are a real Buddhist, you need to experience yourself that your defilements are fade away. That is the most critical part. So, I would say that happen with the true Dhamma. So, it is highly practical thing one can experience. So, therefore, this Buddha Sasana is something I think one has to experience, not in outside. So, basically, it is the non-vibration that you understand. Vibrate in the sense you are sort of get affected by thought. You are disturbed by thought. So that is the company or that is the vibration. But accompany in the sense you are not disturbed. You are not affected in the incident. So therefore, real Buddhism is that. The real Buddha Sasana is that. So, no matter whatever the incident, it is just a film. So, in that film, you understand what it is and you are just not affected because you are not there. So that's the most beauty of this Dhamma. So that nothingness. So I think we have some few friends also have joined up with this forum today. Let me invite them also for this discussion. We have newcomers as well. Can you please unmute yourself and you can add? I think you have a whole lot of experience on this topic. Who is a real Buddhist guide. Teruvan Saranai.
Teruvan Saranai Shandiva, Teruvan Saranai everyone.
Teruvan Saranai Miss Lalana.
I totally agree with you what you said, Randima, because last night, I think 7 o'clock Zoom discussion, that topic has been discussed. I was listening through YouTube because we didn't know that we were Buddhist earlier. We thought that we were Buddhist and did several things to what we have known and the belief that we were followed. So I also did several things, that means ritual things like almsgiving, donations. I did a lot of things because I thought as a Buddhist person, I must do so. If not, I have no salvation from this world. Actually, I want to say the truth. I did everything and I collected a lot of merits because I believed if I do not do these things, I have no salvation from this world. One day I can have a chance to hear to true Dhamma only by doing this thing. That's how I thought. What ignorance I had, I'm telling you. So because of that, I did a lot of things. And finally, I decided to do meditation because I thought that is the most important thing to dissolving defilements. Then I engaged this process for a long period of time. I did concentration meditation. What happened was when I was practicing this concentration meditation, I felt one of my defilements are not coming like before. I felt it. Then anger is not coming at once. Somehow I had a control over my mind. Then what I did was tried to continue it. I tried to continue it because I felt some difference between the what I did and now how I feeling. Then what happened was I had a calmness inside when I was practicing this meditation. Then I did a lot of things. I did a lot of meditation practices like Anapanasati. There were 16 steps in Anapanasati. I practiced that even. Then I realized it is so beautiful and I have to go on this path till I realize the real Dhamma, right? But after few years passed, I had so many difficulties because somehow I could realize when there is a situation arises, my mind is shaking. My defilements that were hidden inside were came out. But not at once, according to the situations, anger came. And disappointments I faced. And disagreements I had. And then I realized, what is this? This was also not the real path, right? But I continued my meditation because during that time, my mind was so quiet and calm, and I had a strong calmness inside, right? I continued, even I realized it because there was no any other way for me to understand. Finally, I did. I closed my eyes and I was just concentrated how thoughts are coming and going. Only that I did. Then I realized the mind is so fast, there was no control over the mind. Like that also I realized, right? But my defilements were the same for a
Yes,
certain
I
period.
think, Miss Lalana, I think that's very important to the whole world, I think, because there is a very important point you highlighted here about the defilement. Because I think we also following various things. We were doing so many things as a Buddhist, but we didn't know actually what are these defilements are, because most of the time whenever the defilements arises, we sort of justifying ourselves because that particular defilements come because of the outside. So I am good, and it is because of the outside that particular thing comes to me, because we were really didn't know whether that is defilements, isn't it?
Yes, because I couldn't recognize these are the defilements and how it comes even. The main reason behind it is Miss Randima, because I didn't know any single word or any single method of formation of mind. That was the trouble I had, right? And I tried to find where was my mind. There, I tried to find the place where it is. It was a false idea I had, and it is a big illusion I had even. Finally, I came to know somehow the Buddhathpado Aranvase's sermons. Then I searched. I had a chat with Aranvase. From that day, the very first day, I started to listen this Dhamma. Then I realized how we can get close to the Nibbana without knowing the formation of mind. The Nibbana is fully awakened of the mind. So how can we awaken to the moment of mind without knowing the formation of our mind? So that is the basic now. Then I realized it. That is true. I have to understand this theory very well. So from then, that day, I realized this was the correct method I had to follow. From there, I listened this to them. Then, according to the Satya I realized without knowing the path of formation of mind, there is no any other method to get rid of our mind. That is true. It's 100% true. So that's when I turned to this path, gradually I felt I was not a person like that. Automatically it's happening, and I felt my defilements are dissolving very slowly, very slowly. So I realized it. I realized it actually, not like the past. I realized it, my defilements. Somehow it has a control, not a control actually. If I know the truth, then there is no, it is no need to take an effort to dissolving the defilements. It comes automatically, but I must have a effort to understand this correct Dhamma. Saddha Virya, I must have effort. I took a lot of efforts to understand this. And I sacrifice my time on this actually. I sacrifice more than 5-6 hours per day to realize this Dhamma. Then I always had a chat with Aryan Master, like the theories that I couldn't understand. Somehow, the Zoom discussion were started. So it was very important because every day I had a chance to listen to Dhamma. And even how can we dissolve our soul without knowing without knowing the correct concept of what is soul even, and the existing feeling even. Nobody said like that, right? So soul, I couldn't understand what is soul even. In every thought there is a soul. I couldn't understand. We cannot separate when the world is formed, when the thought arises. There is a soul inside. Nobody told me. Even I did concentration, meditation. Even if I was living in the comfortable zone, I was there. Somehow I realized it, but I didn't know the method of get rid of it. That was the trouble I had. The soul, that is really important. It is emphasizing Aranvasi nicely what is soul and how it is coming to the thought, how it's attached to the thought, right? So when we understand it slowly, I realize my defilements are fading away, but no one is doing it, is happening automatically. Satyajnane, Krutajnane, Krutajnane, these are the most important things we have to understand. That is why I can speak now even to you and to give a message because I know I am going on a correct path. That's
Yeah.
what I wanted to say to
Yeah, I think that's very good explanation because it looks like those who experience this Dhamma always take a different view of what is the real Buddhism. Because that person talks about practical thing. It is not a belief. It's not a kind of a ritual. It's not just another religion. I think today Dr. Ravi also have joined with us. Dr. Ravi, I think Dr. Chandani gave us the topic that who is a real Buddhist and what is the real Buddha Sasana. I'm sure you have so much to add on this. Can you please add your views?
Uh, yes, thank you so much, Ms. Randima. Yes, yesterday in Sinhala, most of the Sinhala sermons, we heard that thing as well. So today also in the discussion had with, I think Aren Hosem had with Mrs. Asanti was also uh, Aren Wahanse also explained what is this Buddha Sasana thing. Uh, is there a, first of all, is there a kind of a, special word in English to Buddha Sasana? Oh,
Mm, I think it's Buddhism, right? Buddha Sasana. Yeah.
Buddha Sasana. It's a, yeah, yeah. So we'll talk like that. Buddha Sasana is good, I think. Right. So that is, yeah, as Anand Mahase clearly said, uh, it is the ability to see the uh, illusion of this uh, mind consciousness. That means the uh, when someone see the real truth in the in the thought, so they are eventually the Buddha Sasana will be uh, built within that that thought. I mean, yeah, yeah. Likewise, this it is not a thing that is available in the outside. So what we used to thought was the buildings, the temples, the rituals, as you clearly said. The monks who follow these things. So with all these things, the concept of Buddha Sasana had made, but that is wrong. Where you see the nothingness, where you see the truth in the thought, there is the Buddha Sasana. So that is the uh, even though say that is Buddha Sasana itself is the Buddha Swabhave as well. So there are two words that is little bit confusing here. So, in Sinhala we use Buddha Sasana, at the same time we use Buddha Asana. I mean, so Buddha Asana is this, yes, that is actually the same, but it is the position where this Buddha state of Buddha is kept is the Buddha Asana. That is the seat. It is not actually the seat that is the where we used to sit on, but Buddha asana, when your defilements, as Larana clearly said, when your be, when you were defilements are fading, your mind uh, will get lighter. Not that it becomes lighter. So the light and becomes gradually lighter, and where when the uh, Buddha state is achieved, that is the highest position that you can keep, that you can assign for that. So the lighter state where there are no vibration in it, the actual accompanier uh, is where the place where the actual accompany is there. So that is the most lightest space and most high space. That is Buddha asana, the seat where Buddha is seated on. So I'm not referring here the person, the state, the state that I'm referring here. So that is
Yeah,
Buddha
there is, I
asana.
think, what you are trying to say is there's nothing material kind of a thing you try to
Yeah,
emphasize.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yes, you are right.
this kind
So
of a state of mind where competent. Yeah,
Akampita, that's right. That's right. Yeah. So that state is also we can refer as the Buddha Sasana. The 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 place you give for that is Buddha Asana. So that is how that's the way I realized uh, with those entire listening to those entire discussions. In every discussion, that was the fact that has been revealed uh, on those discussions. So the Buddha Swabhave is also the same state where there is no vibrations. So that is the akampite. This that is the uh, state of Buddha. So yeah, say I think all whatever we talk here, all refers to the same point. I think all refer to the same
yeah,
point. So
yes,
even you see the truth in every um, thought, there also you points out the akampite. So same place, isn't it, Is Randima?
yes, that's correct. Yeah. Basically, Vinyanang Anidassanang occur, so that things will not materialize. So it's just leave the film and not get affected by the film. So that is great, no?
Yeah,
I
yeah,
think,
that is the greatness.
yeah,
The in I don't know the in one of sermons, the person who see this thing uh, in one of sutras, it says Mahapurusho, say the Simbani Majjaga, as Arana say. So one who see this, he will become the greatest in this world. So Mahapurusha, he's become a Mahapurusha. like that.
Actually, we can't use that kind of Mahapurusha for person who all the time get affected with everything. No? So
Yeah,
surely Mahapurusha must be a person who is not get affected in any situation. So
exactly.
because there is no soul there. So
Yeah,
when there is a soul only, all the problem comes. But when the soul is out, who is there to suffer? Who is there to get affected? So everything is just an incident only. I think this is a very beautiful Dhamma. So the real Buddhism is a real beautiful Dhamma, isn't it?
yes, yes, and it is also logical. So it's not just a belief. So there is a Mahapurusha called Buddha, and we have to follow him. It's not like that. It's just a, it's just a certain kind of a logic. If you follow this logic, you also can become to that position. So that is the beauty in it. That is the beauty in it, I think.
Yeah, yeah. Uh, so we have Miss Sudharma also, right? Join with us today. I think you can, if you can, please, can you please unmute yourself and add to this?
තෙරුවන් සරණයි Miss Randima. Give me 2 minutes, please.
It's
I have
okay.
got a visitor, so I will be
Yeah, it's
talking in a few
fine.
minutes. Thank you very much.
Teruvan Saranai. I think this Majje Sutta is a very important point because since you have been discussing about this Mahapurusha thing, Dr. Ravi, I think this Yobante Vichitrana Majje Mantana Lipati, where when there is two different extreme ends, positive and negative, so create a power in the middle. I think we can discuss that also bit today. Um, Actually, what is this two extreme and what is this power in the middle? The Lord Buddha has spoken about because this is the never heard before Dhamma. So, because we must understand ourselves, what is this power Lord Buddha is talking? So, we understand this is the life field, and so this explain how the life field is created. And this life field is the tricky point here that we need to resolve because most of the time we feel we alive, so therefore we need to resolve this puzzle. I'm sure Dr. Ravi and then we discuss with Ms. Lalana as well on this. What is this? How can someone become Mahapurusha by knowing this? By knowing these two extremes and by understanding the power in the middle. Can you please add to this?
Yes, yes, Randiba. It's like this. I mean, so when so everything begins with, if someone has the ignorance, everything begins with that ignorance. So when there is ignorance, that person feels there is something external, and he may feel uh, uh, there is a person behind that who feel this external stimuli. So by that difference, the presence of the external thing makes someone to create create who feel that stimuli. So that makes that makes two ends. So ajatta bahija. So two ends. So actually, what happens in the in real world is there will be a certain polarity will be developed. So as we know, it's that begins with some kind of the speed. The due to this presence of speed, the objects which are external to us, we feel that they are alive. If you take them as live itself, make you feel alive. So so that makes the positive feeling. Actually, what happens here is uh, actually what happens is there is always the nothingness is there. On top of that, with the speed, uh, uh, it creates some kind of a positiveness. So the positiveness and a nothingness, there will be some kind of a difference of this charge. The polarity difference is there. So whenever there is such a difference, some kind of a energy. So as we know in day-to-day life, if you become bring up two ends of the magnets, I mean southern pole and northern pole of the magnets together, it attracts each other. If you uh, uh, bring closer two same poles together, it repels each other. Likewise, every time when there are two different endings, there there is some certain power is generated within that. So at the midpoint has the most power. So if if at any point, if such a power is generated, so there will be some kind of a uh, energy there. The energy will be generated. So that energy makes you feel that energy makes you feel that you are alive. So that's how the itta bhave or itta sanyava is being created. So so it all as I told earlier, it all started with the ignorance because you don't know the real truth in it. You feel the external something, the presence of the external objects. So when you take these are these external objects are real, the
Yeah,
two endings will be automatically generated. So
yeah,
if there are two endings, in midpoint there will be a electric charge, so that makes you feel that you are existing. So that is how your atma sanya, your atma is being built. So I think this is the theoretical and
yeah,
logical way on understanding what's going on here, isn't it, Anba?
yeah. I think that's a very good explanation, Dr. Ravi. That what you try to, I think, explain is that speed, that speed creates the positivity, right? But the
Excellent.
reality is nothingness here.
Yeah,
So,
yeah,
so the due to that positive negative formation, what is formed is the energy. That is the consciousness. So I think we didn't know actually how this consciousness is formed, right? So
yeah,
so this consciousness arises due to duality. So I think this duality is a very important universal phenomena. So that means the duality is everywhere. So duality is in the eye. So duality is in the nose. Duality is in the body. So even the mind is formed due to duality. So I think that's very important because we understand all what we experience through the consciousness. There is no other way for us to experience anything. So it is what consciousness derive, it become our experience. Then only we know our soul is born, we are born with the consciousness. So it's very interesting to clarify how this consciousness is formed. This consciousness is formed due to the duality. So I think this is a very important message the whole world needs to understand. So that even if you take the I consciousness, that I consciousness is the power of alive field created due to duality. Even if you take the sound consciousness, it is the power of alive field created due to duality. Then the sound and form coming together, and then the mind consciousness is formed due to duality. So we are actually trapped in the duality. So I think that's very good explanation, Dr. Ravi. That speed, that's the one create the positivity, and that the whole speed, if you really analyze, it is nothing. So basically, you understand your field, you understand your consciousness, you understand your thought, you understand your mind means actually you are not deluded or you are not trapped in any of these mind objects. So that's very important. I think that's why I think this is important, because I took this part since you took that Mahapurusha thing, and I'm sure our discussion on Buddha Sasana or the Buddhist will not be complete with this, because this is the never heard before Dhamma. So I think this is very important. I'm sure Dr. Chandani, we have given uh, answer to your question. What do you have to add on to this? What is the real Buddhism, Dr. Chandani? I'm sure you have very good
Ex-
inputs from your side.
excuse me, Miss Ramdima.
Yes, Ms. Sudharma. Yes, you can go
Teruvan
on.
Saranai, Dr.
Sirvan Saranai.
Chandani, Dr. Ravi, and Miss Lalana also. I was listening to all your beautiful explanations. Miss Ramdima, your initial introduction was surprising because you took everything in a nutshell and explained to us. So it was very clear. Right now, to be honest, I experienced the level of, I mean, um, ego or myself being within me, because uh, since we are talking about the practical approach, I would like to tell this to you. So I logged in by 7:45 with the intention of following this with full concentration, but all of a sudden there were three kind of in when we live in our day-to-day life, we face such incidents. So from, although I don't have very small children, so there was a kind of uh, interference from the son, then the next door neighbor, and somebody else also. So actually I have faced lot of losses very recently material wise, but I didn't get shocked like this. But today, because I initially had the intention of following it from the beginning to end note, so I was there. I was there. So every time that I got a disturbance, there I experienced this inner shock, or burning sensation. So that first-hand experience of level of my defilements also, I realized this very moment, Miss Randima, and I thought I should say this. Now, after analyzing it, now I am calm. But this is also not up to the level of previous occasions, because sometimes when I missed the Zoom discussion, I was in a panic situation, but it is not so. Now, while listening to Dr. Dr. Chandani's question and your explanations, Ms. Randima, my mind went back to my childhood. So since it will be the experience of any Buddhist child, I thought I should share this with you. So when I was actually initially, as children, we thought being a Buddhist is the best thing that could happen to anyone in the world. Then we thought we were born with the qualification of achieving so-called nibbana. We didn't know what it was. As our grandmother, grandparents used to tell, we knew there was something, some beautiful thing. It is it is a higher position than even the heaven. So Divyaloki was the commonest thing they said. Then this Nibbana was placed at a higher level. So it was a thing in the child's mind. There was a thing called Nibbana. So, and we believed, okay, we were fortunate, like we are fortunate, we are born with this license or qualification to achieve. But so when we went to temples also those days, I mean, among all these Buddhist Jataka stories, some monks, now only I recall, used to tell, as a Buddhist, you should be able to control your sitakaya vachanaya, mind, word and the action, I think. So, but there wasn't a path, no proper, I mean, step approach. Always they preached, okay, as a Buddhist child, you should be able to control your mind, word, and the action. And then they said, Liya lobha dvesha moha, desires, ill will, and I think ignorance will gradually fade away. So that we knew as a knowledge. And as a daily practice, Ms. Randima, we used to offer flowers and worship Lord Buddha in the evening with the family. And always the question came to me, okay, and it was actually a burden on me, because even though we have a lot of work, we had to clean the place, the shelf, and pick flowers. Sometimes we enjoyed, sometimes when we didn't have, I mean, free time, it was a big burden on us also, because we were doing it without any proper understanding, because it was something like there are day-to-day things that we had to do, like closing the windows, then maybe switching on lights of certain places. Actually, when we were very small, we did not have electricity also, so lighting the lamps, etc. Among them, this was just a task only, offering flowers. And at the end of offering, because whole family get together, it was another, as you said, it was a ritual only. So my father used to tell us, okay, now you can make your wishes. So Imina Punya Kammena was said, we knew that it was Prarthana chanting, and I kept silent. Even as a child, I was wondering how to make a wish. I was thinking, how can because I had so many to wish for. That was the problem I had at the time. Nirvana, I didn't know that time that we have to make a wish, but other things as a child, to pass exam, to get this, that, I had so many wishes. So I was lost and I just kept quiet. And later on, we grew up with all these practices, alms givings. Anyway, fortunately, we were born to a background where the Buddhism was at least at this fake level, or at least Buddhism was discussed. And those in this world, I mean, real, the world that we have made real, there is some sort of Buddhism, no, some practices, customs, Buddhist culture, I would rather say. So alms givings, and we thought the more we accumulate, as you have rightly said, the more we accumulate, more merits we accumulate, the qualification that we gather more. It's like now I feel it's like gathering educational qualifications or material wealth. We were accumulating merits, and so gradually uh, I thought the secret of liberation lies in meditation, because actually I realize now people who practice Buddhism are doing uh, more bad things than the Christians, and basically Christians. That was what I experienced, because especially the people in other countries, when I got the first foreign exposure also, I felt, my God, the people were uh, I mean, appreciating the young people. For example, a young teacher, they were appreciating the young teacher honestly. When she left the staff room also, the senior teachers were telling others, uh, that Kathy or someone is very, brilliant, hardworking, etc. But in our setup, I realized the people talk good of them, the newcomers to the face, and the ones they left the staff meeting. These are my real life experiences. Maybe they are very insignificant, but they were actually, these made me reflect on, think about what our religion is, why we are practicing it like this. They were extremely devoted Buddhists, but the moment the new person left, they start criticizing, her background is like this, she doesn't have so I was wondering, then from that moment I was wondering, my God, now these Buddhists are not practicing the real Buddhism, but the Christians are practicing that. No, they are honest, they are, helpful, they don't have duality. Our people always have dual selves, like in the society one phase, and personally, when they are not there. So this understanding came to me. So I thought, okay, the secret to real Buddhism lies in bhavana. I thought meditation. So I tried my best to find out. So fortunately, the place I went first time was also not a not a like very bad place. There I got did the groundwork, the basics of what bhavana is, what meditation is, some kind of understand. Because then I listened to Venerable Mankada Sudassana Thero's sermons. I didn't visit, but I listened to lot of CDs. There I came to what I learned from that Thero was Upadaya Rupa, that the mind formation of this thing, but it was just a vague. I didn't figure out anything from here. Then I again listened to Dharmaya by Swamin. Was there I heard words like Samanantare, so that now I know it is also telepathizing. And then again I went to Dikkumuri Subhuti Thero, and they are actually, I came to know that the whole world is in our thoughts, because what I practiced there was penena bhavada, hitana bhavada. So there I realized it's only the thinking, the world exists in our mind, but still it's bits and pieces only, fragmentary picture of Buddhism I had. And then this long vacation we had due to COVID pandemic, by chance this YouTube video popped up, and I listened to it. And I don't know, it's also a um, the action performed, pushed by the nature should be. Nobody persuaded by, I wanted to listen to it, and I felt that all bits and pieces are they are coming in, fabricating a beautiful kind of, not a thing like that, but I see the big picture, because I had bits and pieces. Now I see the big picture, and gradually, at once, honestly speaking, when fortunately, when Venerable Aryan Wahanse was introducing the practical approach for the first time, Ms. Randima, I was in that Zoom discussion. So I had the self-confidence to, it's not me even now, I feel that that is the turning point. By that time, I was, I had to some extent got rid of my pride or man. So I volunteered to present it, and I did it several days under, I mean, sometimes Aryan Wahanse critically commented on that, because always it was constructive criticism. There I realized how the system works. The fact that what I realized was this existence is only the speedy uh, process of five senses or six senses, and some automatism, some certain things that we do. I think it is what you call as kriyasita. I actually still trying to study the terminology, so that I will be able to give my experiences in a more convincing manner. So what I still feel is, whatever happens, the system now, now also, when I was burning, I was able to figure out it's my this what you call it, mano sensor. I don't know
Mind
the mind.
consciousness.
Yeah, Mr. Andima. So
Mind
that
sensor.
is
Mind
that.
sensor.
Yeah, it's in work, that I realize. But in the meantime, I if I analyze that, that person was talking to me, and my son was ready to go out, and he's telling this and that, and I was, I mean, fully into this. I wanted to, but still, I didn't think twice. I thought, okay, uh, I should explain my situation to you, because all of us follow this while we are, I mean, with our families and so on. So it was also just normal, since I do not to have to maintain an image. Earlier, I wanted to maintain the image. Oh, now here's a discussion going, so I can't say no. So it is this. I would have shouted at the son, and I would have not responded the neighbor. But I did everything, because it's just a system. But I have not fully achieved this. Some kind of burning, some level of burning was there, but I was aware of that. I did everything with the awareness. So to
Yeah.
answer who a true Buddhist is, as you all rightly said, Ms. Ramdima and doctors, you all rightly said, it is something, uh, in simple words, for me, it's not getting the ownership of the the work of our system works. I mean, the process happens with the system, and this is to see the system as a system, and to let everything happen and go, with uh, and also the non-real, this is the world, is that is also, initially we have to understand that everything is, as you rightly said, the formations of our mind, this the sound and image, this color, the combination. So after that, you have even nothing to practice. You only have to just wait, and everything happens. So for someone, I think, to become a true Buddhist, the person should understand that it is a system, and it is automatically happening. It's the as you said, this vijnana mayava and this illusion. So if you attack, I mean, that to understand it, it will not take lot of time. It's some brain work, I think, and it happens. So I wish everybody born to this world should should
Yeah.
be able to listen to this true Dhamma and should liberate themselves from this. We are we are kind of stuck in
Yeah.
I-ness, no, or me.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
they will be able to release
I
themselves
think
from this body.
Sudharma, yeah.
Thank you very much.
No,
Teruvan
no, you
Saranai.
can continue. You join with us. I think I need to talk to you because certain some valuable points I think you highlighted in your speech. One of the point you highlighted is that earlier we had the kind of a pressure to collect merits because that's
Exactly.
very important thing. I think we missed that point, but I request you in future also to join and add to this forum the certain important points you highlighted, so that actually this is the myth, because we were sort of most of the time in the process of collecting merit or accumulating merit, but now we understand what's the reality, because there is no soul here to collect anything. So now
Exactly.
we understand in and out what's happened here, but unnecessarily we have been in a kind of a pressure to accumulate so many
Exactly.
merits,
Yeah.
yeah, towards achieving this Nibbana thing. And another thing you highlighted, I think the controlling behavior that we followed
Mm.
earlier, that was
Yes.
also putting some additional pressure to the whole process.
Yes.
So, and another thing I think you highlighted today is in Sri Lanka situation where most of the so-called Buddhists, they hide their inside or hide their field, and
Yeah.
so that you talk
Duality
about
known is
kind of
from
a
them. Yeah.
duality. Yeah. So that's also, I think, interesting. But I also have other country experiences, some of the Europe, Canada, and US.
Yeah.
So I also have experience where when I travel to those countries, I found those people are very respect to each other, very decent, very helpful, and I'm not saying they are vacant, but they are
Hmm.
more free. I mean, they are more relaxed,
Exactly.
they are more open. So there is no any hidden agenda kind of things. I have
Yes.
noted, but anyway, that's also, I think, one of the valid point you highlighted. And another thing, I think, nirvana, you said, was kind of a wish,
Yeah. It was
it
a
was.
wish.
Yeah, so that's, I think, important, because this is the situation we experience. But Nibbana is a practical thing, is something we understand now. So
Exactly. True.
it is the defilement cessation process.
Ex-
I think that's important. But anyway, I just want to talk to you, Ms. Sudharma. I think
Yes.
I understand from what you said. You have the knowledge, right? You know what's happening here, and there's mind creation process. I'm sure
Yeah.
you have a very good understanding. But I feel, Miss Sudharma,
Yeah.
sometimes you go very deep into the mind again. Sometimes,
Yeah.
yeah, sometimes you are thinking too much. So
Hmm.
without your knowledge, sometimes Dhamma also, I feel like you think, because certainly that is possible. Maybe at the early stage, we know you learn
Yeah, Miss
Dhamma.
Randima. It's
Yeah,
inconsistent.
yeah,
Yeah, gradually it will happen, right?
yeah. This
My,
contemplation
yeah.
occurs. That's true. In
Hmm.
Savitakka stage, there are two stages. No, so in
Yeah.
Savitakka, that you contemplate and that occur, that's natural. But I think when I listen to you, sometimes even your day-to-day life experiences also, it seems like
Yeah,
you are thinking again and again and again, and that's
yeah,
why that feel sometimes due to your senses,
yeah.
that particular feel, that
Hmm.
burning can
Hmm.
arise because
Yeah,
of the senses also, because you are a busy
exactly.
mom. Sometimes
Hmm.
you have to go to work, have to
Yeah,
associate
yeah,
certain people. So,
yeah,
I mean, it is just an incident only, isn't it?
exactly.
So, is there a soul here? What do you think? Is there a soul
Yeah.
here?
At that time, that's all is coming, no, Mr. Andima. In such occasions, there isn't a soul, it is also the system
Yeah,
putting
you are
pressure.
thinking.
Yeah.
That's why you are thinking. Now,
Mm.
when the soul is out, now you know this is a system.
Yeah,
This is a dream.
exact,
No, anyway we live. Nothing is
ex
real. No,
mm.
any of the person we talk, any of the things we listen, any of the things we hear, any of this feel is not
Mm.
real, isn't it? So
Yeah,
it is
yeah,
the film now. So in the film now, it becomes just a film only once the soul is out. So who is suffering now? Who is
yeah.
thinking that I am suffering? Who is thinking here? So back
Mm.
again, that's another thought. So this is the nature of our mind, because
Mm.
the mind all the time, more than the happy moment, sometimes it go behind this suffering situation, and then it creates a kind of a film to you that okay, I learned this dhamma,
Mm.
I listened
Mm.
so many years, I think you have been following this dhamma for so long,
Mm.
and then why still I come across this. So that is the trap. So
That
you have to
exactly, Mr.
understand, you
Andima.
have to
We
come out
become
from that.
unknowingly, we become an actor of that film, no?
Yeah,
When the mind starts working.
yeah, this is the
Um,
illusion.
hmm,
So this is what mind is doing. Then back
hmm,
again, you are unnecessarily suffer in another way, because
hmm,
there is no any good person or a bad person in this. No, we have to
exactly.
understand this is just a
Hmm,
system. So,
hmm.
but now mind is trying to form a kind of a good person. See, it try
Yes,
to
yes,
form. So now you are
yeah.
listening Dhamma, so you should be a someone kind of this. So it
Hmm,
tries to draw a kind of image, and it try to quote
yeah.
you there. So
Hmm,
now I got burning, and okay,
hmm.
still I am alive, kind of. There's nothing like, yeah. So
Yes.
I think I just told you since I
Thank you
moved to
very much.
yeah,
Thank you
yeah,
very
yeah,
much. That is the value of these discussions, Mr. Andima. Always, I mean, when there is a platform like this, then and there somebody else, I mean, experienced person gives us this comments, and so I mean, it definitely takes us to the next level in the sense, not the person that has an impact on this system anyway. Everything that we listen to and all the
yeah.
explanations. Thank you very much. We are truly blessed to have this.
We
Peruvan
thank Ms.
Sarana.
Sudharma also, Thiruvan Sarana. Actually, very valuable points, Ms. Sudharma, and then we hope she will continue to add to the future forums. I think
Yes, Miss
over to you,
Chandima, I
Doctor.
will.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
Tirunelveli Rantima, shall
I
we
think,
conclude?
Doctor, we could not hear from you.
Yes,
Maybe
it's
you
okay.
can add your views and conclude, right? Yeah.
No, it is very good explanations I had, very valuable. So actually, what I want to add is that this Buddhothpado sermons are very important because it reveals this Lord Buddha's doctrine, and especially the practical part where the defilements are fading and we are going for the liberation of mind, isn't it, Randima? So
Yeah, exactly.
to become a real Buddhist, actually one should know the dependent origination Dhamma and how our circle of birth is created, how the mind is created, how the soul is created, and how we suffer due to a thought, and how to be free from thoughts when where the liberation of mind occurs. So that's where the real Buddhist is. Or to find the Buddha sasana is it's not from outside, that also within yourself. So as Aryan has said, Animitta Apanitta Cheto Vimuktiya is the liberation of mind for the Buddha. Sasana is there itself. So it's valuable, very worth discussion today. Yeah, everybody contributed. Yes, very nice. So today, shall we conclude our sessions?
I think so, Doctor. Dr. Ravi,
Yes.
Oh, yeah, you want to add something?
No, no, that's it. So yeah,
Or the-
as everyone, yes, that is great to hear that everyone is contributing to this discussion, because everybody's opinions and feelings, how they feel, everything is important here, because uh, at uh, even in this discussion, within these discussions, we are getting trapped in our own thoughts. So we have to realize that that also. So everything is an illusion. There is no a doer here. So yeah, that's very beautiful. This discussion is very beautiful, and yeah, I think that is enough for the day, and we'll continue discussing tomorrow.
Yeah,
Yes.
thank you, everyone. Thank you, Doctor. Thank you, Lalana. And thanks, Dr. Chandani.
Okay.
Thank you,
Thanks.
Everyone,
everybody. Teruvan Saranai. Teruvan.
Saranai.
Teruvan Saranai.